Hello, everyone, and welcome back. So, today I'm going to talk about something a little more important, a little more serious. It's dealing with YouTube and its constant incessance of not fixing its shit. Um, if you guys don't know this particular channel, Mythology Guy, he goes into another rant of his own talking about YouTube not doing anything about copyright claims that he already cleared and got back. So, this is a common problem, right? On YouTube, it's a constant nonsense. I have a buddy of mine who had 8 channels on YouTube. Obligatory cat. Um, Kitty. Love the kitty, but sometimes he's like when he knows when I'm upset, he wants to be around. That's Moon Pie's prerogative. But it's like, how do we get them to fix this? Talking to them does no good. I mean, how many major YouTubers have tried to talk to YouTube and say, "Hey, YouTube, fix this." You know, Angry Joe, PewDiePie, Cinnamon Toast Ken, almost every single YouTuber I can think of, and I know a lot. I watch a lot of YouTube, mostly music on my private channel because this is more of cat. Again, obligatory cat destroy everything because I'm upset. I know. But everyone's like, well, what can we do? They're a monopoly. There's no viable competitor. I can tell you what you can do. It might mean doing something scary. It might mean doing something that, you know, I'm going to say right now, I'm not a financial advisor. So, you know, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt and as my opinion of what we can do and what we technically should. But the thing I would tell everyone is YouTubers need to start buying shares in all of the advertising companies from that do business with YouTube that we can. And the reason for this is one, yes, technically buying shares in Google would be the easiest method because they directly own YouTube. The problem is, do you have $2,500 to spend a share? I know I sure as hell don't. But I can tell you a lot of their advertising partners are cost anywhere from 10 to $60 a share and are a hell of a lot cheaper. Obligatory cat. Meow, I know. You're upset because I'm upset. But there's a few things why we should do this. One, even we don't even have to have one YouTuber being a major shareholder. Even if we have 10,000 YouTubers with 6 shares each in a single company, if we all look at the company and go, look, sorry, we'd love to stay shareholders, we'd love to continue to invest in you, but YouTube's making it to where we can't make money, so we're gonna have to pull out. Well, that's gonna cost that company 60,000 shares, and that company's not gonna be happy with YouTube. And what that company is going to do, basically, it's going to look at YouTube and go, one, you're messing with our shareholders, and two, you're costing us money, so we're going to sue you, which is one of the things that they could do legally, very much so. I know you're trying to comfort me, but I don't need comfort right now, kitty. But there's that, and the fact that if anything, YouTube might actually have a second thought on what they're doing. Two, there's always the possibility of us being able to go, hey, look, YouTube's really messing with us as investors. It's making us harder to be able to stay invested with you. We do have an idea that you guys could work less with YouTube directly and work with us as YouTubers. We're the ones with the channels of millions of subscribers. We're the ones who videos get thousands and thousands of views that YouTube is charging you millions of dollars to advertise on. You could advertise on my video Both the fact that I'm a shareholder and, you know, I'll charge you a hell of a lot less. Instead of charging you several million a video, I'll charge you like $1,000 a vid. I mean, can you not imagine seeing Jacksepticeye basically going, "Yeah, I'll drink a can of Coke on screen every video for $1,000 a video. I don't care," right? He might not like Coke. He might Pepsi, like Pepsi or something else better, but that's just the gist of it. You know, YouTube as a company, as a monopoly, it runs entirely on all of its partners giving it money. It is a company that does not have a standalone product. It is a company that relies on advertisers to fund itself. So, that being the case, if we have to stand and protect ourselves by investing in these advertisers, then that may have to be what we're going to have to do. And again, like I said, this will get YouTube to think a couple of things. One, YouTube does not like to be sued, right? It gives a lot of avenues in this case for all of those advertisers to sue YouTube for messing with their investors slash shareholders and costing them a crap ton of money if like a bunch of us decided to buy up and then hold and then later sell because YouTube just refuses to fix. And YouTube would not be able to do anything to us about it, right? We have the legal right to buy shares in publicly traded companies and hold those shares. We have that right. We have the right to, if we are in a financial situation created by YouTube because they refuse to fix their copyright system or they refuse to do anything to fix any of the myriads of problems with this platform, we would have the right to go, sorry, fellas, we're going to have to pull out our investments because YouTube's making it so we have no other choice. And yes, they're going to look at YouTube, especially. Here's the thing, when a bunch of shareholders all pull it out at once, that tanks a stock price. So not only are they losing all the money that now they're having to pay you when you sell your share, but now the price per share that they had is now going to go through the bottom. So you can bet that yes, they're going to have some words with YouTube about that. But again, and for us as YouTubers, there's nothing but a benefit, right? We buy shares in companies. They're more likely or less likely to actually copyright strike our videos because, hey, we're shareholders, especially if we have a bunch of guys that buying large portions of shares and investment in these companies. They'll be less likely to copyright strike and be more likely to work with us because, hey, I'm handing you a bunch of money and buying you, a good portion of your business, of your company. Essentially, I'm advertising a company that I gain the profits from the dividend with. So why wouldn't you want to work with me? So there's actually a good possibility that a lot of YouTubers who are investing in these advertisers might find themselves with quite a few new sponsors, which are always lovely and always do help, especially if YouTube's monetization program continues to try and dildo people in the rear, right? That, and like I said, we'd get the quarterly dividends from them. We'd have more working with the advertising companies that they'd be more willing to work with us. Literally for us, there's no downside. We own as YouTubers, if we all start buying small bits, and even if we just have to buy like a share or two here because we're broke, you know, it would still be better off. One, because it would help our finances. Two, it gives us more leverage to look at YouTube and go, look, if you continue to mess with us, Like I said, we can literally just sell a bunch of our shares and YouTube be SOL trying to deal with their former partner who is very, very mad at them and might sue them. Which the threat of that alone will probably might actually start getting YouTube to fix a lot of things because, like I said, companies don't like being sued. Mainly because when you get a lawsuit, there's things like discovery, where a lot of other dirtier tricks they've been pulling might actually come out to light. And they will definitely not like that if all of a sudden a whole bunch of people start suing them. But at the end of the day, like I said, this is just my opinion. You don't have to take my word for it. I am personally already doing that myself. I own a share in Warner Brothers Discovery right now. I've bought several shares in a mortgage company. I'm going to be putting more money into my Webull account and buying more shares, mainly of advertisers, Coca-Cola, more Warner Brother, more stuff that I can get my hands on. And I know my little self can't do everything. I mean, look, I live in a studio apartment, right? I work retail. Um, to be fair, that's partially because I allowed my dad to get in my head because I did read the Rich Dad Poor Dad series. I was taught how to do business. I was taught how to invest by my mother, and when she died from cancer, my dad basically took over, and I started to listen to him, which is how I ended up where I'm at now. And I am slowly trying to dig myself out of that. So, look, YouTube is not going to listen to us. Not as it currently is, because as far as YouTube's concerned, we're independent contractors. They can do whatever they want to us. We can't go anywhere. There's no good competitor that we can actually make a living on. So, how do we deal with them? Well, the way you siege a city, you surround them and starve them out. Where we start buying, where YouTubers in general start buying as many shares as we possibly can. And all the advertisers that we know do business with YouTube so that we can not only have the potential of saying, hey, this company's kind of messing with us. And hell, it even has the bonus. Let's say, for example, if you like certain things, if you don't like what an exec is doing at a business, if you get enough shareholders to vote them out, you can actually kick them out of their seat. So that's another facet that can actually help us is the fact that with enough of us, if there are, for example, media companies that are smearing YouTubers and lying about us and doing all this other stuff, we can, by buying shares in those companies as a mass group, as YouTubers, we can literally shut that shit down. We can say, we're done with that. No, you're not going to publish hate pieces on us that are baloney. And if the CEOs don't like it, we can say, well, okay, well, at the yearly vote, kiss your job goodbye, because that's what's going to happen. So, like I said, there is that to it as well. There is a lot of benefits to being a shareholder in any company. Now, I will say I'm not a financial advisor, and I will definitely tell you, hey, before you invest in any company, any business, do your research. Buying shares means that you are buying a piece of that business. You are buying a piece of that company. That means you want to know what they do, what that market's like, who their demographics are, and so on and so forth. You want to know this stuff about these companies and pay attention to what's going on in the wider world around you. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. I know this is a little bit of a rant, but I think that this is probably the best thing we can do. Honestly, Look at how many YouTubers YouTube has just straight up ignored otherwise. Hell, they've threatened people. Straight up threatened YouTubers because they called them out saying, hey, you know, I've already cleared this once. Why am I having to do a second time, a third time on the same video with the same freaking company? If anything, YouTube needs to have the same kind of thing that we have, which is double jeopardy in our legal system, saying, if you put a copyright claim on a video, it gets appealed, and you refuse to either refuse to dispute it, or is cleared by our system, you can no longer put another copyright claim or strike on that video, period. But I hope you guys don't mind my rant. Please support the channel. Check out Mythology Guy. It's stupid that we have to make these kind of videos. It's stupid. I know there's like a million of them, but it's stupid that we even have to make these videos. YouTube should not be making us make these kind of videos where they're screwing over us. They're messing with our abilities to make a living, or even try to make a living on this platform. How hard is it to build a living on this platform when YouTube tries to shadow ban you, when it tries to hurt you as much as possible? It has to stop somewhere. And if the only way for us to stop it is the share market and the stock market, oh well. But that's just my thoughts. I'll see you guys next time on another gaming video. Something a little less ranty, a little less Isaac being pissed. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.